Well, welcome, Ryan. We are excited to learn how to become more because you've had a lot of trials and tribulations in your life, yet you continue to just keep going, winning the Inspirational Award, the very first one ever given as the Inspirational Citizen, right there in Ogden, Utah. Now, have you been in Utah all your life, Ryan?
Yes, born and raised.
Born and raised in Utah. So, what are some of the things that you learned about being from Utah?
Well, I've learned that you have to have a strong faith. You have to know what you stand for and what you want to represent about the Lord Jesus Christ.
Isn't it interesting how we learn certain things? I know growing up in Utah myself, people are hard workers, and you're
Yeah.
no exception. Most people would say, oh my goodness, he's in a wheelchair. Are you kidding? He still works. You have worked for Associated Grocers for how long?
19 years.
19 years.
Yeah, it's been great.
What do you do? I mean, you even taught yourself how to drive?
Well, yes, I did. I started with a golf club.
Well, wait, you drive with a golf club?
That's how I started. When we were 14, me and one of my buddies, we stole the car, and that's what I used to push the gas and the brake. Was a golf club. Kind of crazy, huh? Not too safe, but
When you stole the car, Ryan, you had a golf club to actually push on the pedal?
yeah. Not too smart, but hey, we lived and it was a good time.
It was a good time. Now, how long have you been in a wheelchair, Ryan?
Since I was 12,
Since you were 12.
I'm 43 now.
Well, and right now you're in need of another wheelchair, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I know. Before it's over, we're going to ask the people that desire to help out as to where they can go because we all desire and many of us have contributed. We're going to ask anybody that would like to help Ryan to do so. Yeah, let's get down to what enabled you to become more. Because, see, you could have just said, hey, look at me, I'm a victim of this illness that I have, this muscular dystrophy that has taken over my life, yet you haven't. And you remain joyful and happy. I've talked to many of your friends. You're such an inspiration to them.
Oh,
So
thank you.
tell us, how have you navigated through your life?
Well, it starts with a determination to do your best. That's a big thing that I've always seeked after in life is to do the best I can and try to make a positive impression in the world and help those that I can and show them that really you can endure anything if you have the right perspective and the determination to do so. It was definitely a big learning curve for me to get where I am today because there was a time where I let the bitterness of the situation take control and I became angry and resentful and I wanted to get revenge on anyone I felt had ever wronged me. And I'll tell you, Diana, that's a dark place to be in. And so I just I didn't want to be there anymore. And I've seen such a stark contrast in the quality of life between being negative and bitter and being joyful and full of light.
First of all, thank you for showing your humanness because a lot of people, they don't want to talk about their vulnerability. They don't want to talk about the times that they were going through in their life that they were bitter and angry and resentful because after all, that's who we're not supposed to be, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yet I believe in everyone's story, everyone that's listening or watching this, that they too have been a victim sometime in their life. They may have even been the villain sometime. Yet you have shown us and continue to show us how you can be the hero of your own life. And you can actually take a stand for other people's greatness. Because with your children, what do you do to inspire them every day?
I have found that example is the best way to teach people. You know, you can say a lot of things, but it's the action of doing those things that really teaches and makes a difference. People, especially children, they watch what you're doing. They know what you're all about.
They do. You know, you're in the process of writing your autobiography. How's that coming along?
Oh, really good. I am just waiting for Amazon to approve it.
Well,
It's
I
a
love the
novel.
title, A Will, Wheel, A
Oh,
Will
thanks.
to Live. That is
I
so
like it
good.
too.
So, what is the end goal of placing this book in the hands of so many people? You had something that you desired by writing a book. What was that end goal?
Well, it's interesting. I never really saw myself writing a book. People would always suggest to me that I should, and I just was never interested. And I was going through a time in life where I was kind of trying to reboot and figure out how I could make a difference. And I watched a podcast of some sort that said that sometimes to make a difference, you have to take a plunge. You have to step out of your comfort zone and do something that a lot of times you're afraid to do. And I've been kind of nervous to get my story out there, and at that moment I just felt that that was the route that I needed to take, and I started the book that very day. I typed it myself. I just felt like it would mean a lot more if I sacrificed and put that kind of work into it.
So you
Yeah.
typed it yourself. Now, I want to stop you right there. We'll get back to this yet. Typing it yourself, that took a long time.
It did. It took me about a year to do it. I spent probably 2 to 6 hours a day typing, and it ended up being 525 pages.
Wow. I mean, some people can't even get out of bed because, oh, they got a hangnail. They're all concerned, right? And they don't want to get outside that comfort zone. They've built bars like a cage that they live in. And yet here you are stepping outside your comfort zone every day, every hour. Tell us, what did you say to yourself? What is the story that you give to yourself that allows you to constantly be outside your comfort zone?
I think the biggest thing is my faith, and I've always told myself that I can do anything through Jesus Christ, and that I am here on this earth for a reason, and I feel that a big reason is to help other people through my challenges and the way that I handle these challenges. And so every day I just, tell myself, you and Jesus, you two can do it together.
You know, in asking some of your closest friends how they would describe you, you said kind, loving, funny, inspirational, faithful. Out of those words, which one means the most to you and why?
They're all very important to me, but I think faithful would be the most important one to me. Just because I feel like without faith in Jesus Christ, we're nothing.
To cling to that and to have that as a guidepost for you. Do you, when you work and you go to work, what are some of the things that you do to inspire other people?
Diana, it's really quite simple. Just a smile, and a hello, and like I say, just example. People see me coming in a condition. I am happy, smiling, excited to be there, and then they watch me at my desk, working all day, not even taking a break, because it's more difficult for me to achieve the things I need to, but I don't like to let my disability hold me back.
You know, so many people think that they have disabilities, yet they really don't. What would you say to someone right now that is going through some anxiety, some depression, maybe they're stressed to the hilt? What advice do you have for them, Ryan?
First off, I would say don't give up hope. We've all been there. I've been there. I still have bouts with anxiety. There are some days where I feel frustrated that I can't do the things in the way that I would like to do them. But I have been able to persevere by simply not giving up and trying to look at the glass half full instead of half empty. And so I would say just don't be too hard on yourself. If you have faith, turn to that faith. Just press forward and do the best you can to step out of your comfort zone. And it's not going to be easy, but it's definitely worth it. It will definitely provide you with a lot better of a quality of life than otherwise.
So as you were growing up, many times we don't have a lot of confidence. So you're in a wheelchair since you were 12. Did you ever go through a time where you didn't have confidence, like maybe asking a girl out, or you just felt a little bit different from everyone else?
Yeah, confidence is something that I really had to work to have. And if I'm being honest, I'm not always confident every second of the day. I have moments where I feel like I'm not being the person that I could be. And you just have to keep pushing along. But that doesn't always make it easy. So yeah, when it came to dating, I would say that I did lack confidence. And I think when we lack confidence, I think it shows to others. And I think it's hard for people to love someone that they feel like doesn't love themselves. And so, yeah, I have a hard time with that. When things didn't progress the way that I wanted, I automatically blamed myself. And yeah, it was tough. But like I say, it's got to keep on moving. If you keep on moving, try and have a positive outlook, you can build on that confidence.
So there came a point in your life, though, Ryan, you had to take a stand for your greatness more than you took a stand for your limitations. Do you have a defining moment that you can remember where you said, you know what, I am great. I do have a lot to offer to the world, and I'm going to take what I have and do everything I can with it?
Yeah, I would say the defining moment for me was my ninth grade year in junior high at, this is the point where you and I were talking about earlier, where I really struggled. I had to start using my wheelchair in seventh grade, and I started out in a manual wheelchair, and everyone knows how cruel kids can be at that age, and I started getting bullied quite a bit, and I just didn't feel like there was anything I could do about it. And so in eighth grade, my disease progressed to the point where I had to start using a power wheelchair. And when I got that, it gave me a real sense of power, and I decided I was going to get my revenge. So I put my wheelchair in high gear, and I go up and down the halls as quick as I could. I'd knock people down and bump into people and say unkind things to people. And then my ninth grade year, I was like, you know what? This is ridiculous. You're not hurting anyone but yourself. And better than that, we need to change some things. And that's when I started believing in and showing more faith in Jesus Christ than I ever had. And at that point, I started to realize that I really could be a force for good. And as the years have gone by, I've built on that and slowly have been trying to perfect it.
Well, you definitely have. I mean, you give so much joy and inspiration to everyone that I've spoken with. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit in time, because with a wheelchair, there's a lot of places that you couldn't actually get into back in the day before they had to put in ramps and various things. What were some of the things that maybe we could do as individuals to help people that are in wheelchairs that we just haven't been taught?
I would say the biggest thing is to treat them like you treat any other person. I think that is very enabling to anyone, but especially someone in a situation like mine. Just befriend them, just be normal, just chat with them, and, you know, ask them if there's anything that they need assistance with, and just develop a true friendship with them. And that's the biggest thing.
And isn't it interesting that when we show each other love, it's amazing how the world can be. It's easy to have joy in that when someone is loving you. So I'm sure you have some mantras or declarations or affirmations that you say each and every day that maybe help you have more joy in your life. Would you mind sharing some of those things that you say to yourself?
Diana, I like to talk to myself quite a bit. I like to compliment myself, whether it be, hey, you're a handsome guy, you're a smart guy. People like you. You can do whatever you set your mind to. I know it's maybe a little generic, but that's honestly what I do, and it really has helped me.
Well, you are a very handsome guy, and
Oh,
I'm
thank you.
sure your wife definitely thinks so. I know that. And
Ah,
so
that's right. Yeah.
so your book is coming out. How soon does it air or come on to Amazon?
Well, it should be any day, really.
Oh, good.
They said 10 days, like 3 weeks ago, so.
Well, it should be up and ready to go now on Amazon. And the name, once again,
A Will to Live.
A Will to Live, WHEEL. And,
Yep.
you know, I believe that many people, they look at their life and they think about, wow, I just want more. I want to do more. I want to be more. I want to help more people. You mentioned at the very beginning how you like to help others and give joy to others. Is there something that you do every day that brings you joy?
Yes, every day I pray that Jesus will put me in someone's path. Whether it be a text message, a phone call, a Facebook message. I just really ask to be guided to those people that may just need a kind word or a friend that day. It's really not too difficult to help people if it's what you try and dedicate yourself to doing.
So when you have all this joy, you said text messaging. What that reminds me of is my brother, who had a very challenging time. He had a brain tumor, had to learn how to walk and talk 4 different times in his life.
Oh, wow.
When he would text someone, it would take a long time. He didn't speak that well, so he could not talk into the phone
Yeah.
to do the text message. It took him many, many minutes to send out one text. So when you would receive it, you knew what was put into it. And
That's a good point.
how long does it take you to send a text message to someone?
I would say just for a short text message, probably like 10 minutes. Takes a long time.
10 minutes to send an uplifting text message. And many of us, I want to challenge the people that are listening to this or watching this. I want to challenge you to send a text message to at least 5 people right now, 5 people that you're grateful for, and tell them why you're grateful for them. Because
That's a
you can
great
probably speak into the phone or you can text it very quickly. Yet here you are taking 10 minutes per text, much like my brother did. And yet he sent them out every day. And I'm certain you do as well. What is it? What drives you to desire to bring joy to other people and give so much to others and not focus on yourself?
Honestly, giving joy is what brings us joy. Forget ourselves and serve others. That's when we're the happiest. And that's when we have the most joy. So for me, it's just such a win-win.
Well, let me tell you, you have been a blessing to us in so many ways. And I know there's something on your heart that you would like to say to all of the people that are viewing or listening to this right now. What's on your heart that you just say, I have to say this before this podcast is over?
Well, as you mentioned, everything is about love. God is love. That's the most important thing to Him, is that we love Him and our brothers and sisters. And so it's just so vital to have love in your heart. I really believe that.
So Ryan, though, in order to love other people, because we can't give what we don't have, we have to learn to love ourselves. How did you fall in love with yourself in order to give so much love to other people?
I've always tried to see everyone the way I think our Heavenly Father would see them. And I've tried to do that with myself. And as I have done that, and as I have prayed, I really started to see myself the way I feel my Heavenly Father does. And that really gives me the hope to forge forward and to do my best to be what my Heavenly Father would have me be every day.
That's so good. Ryan, I know right now you're going to work every day. You're raising a family. You're giving other people joy. You're sending out text messages that take 10 minutes each minimum to send out. And you never asked me to do this, yet I met you because someone reached out and said, Ryan is in need of a wheelchair. Would you help? And when I read your story, of course, instantly I desired to help. And yet I know a lot of people listening and watching, they desire to help too. And you have a GoFundMe page. How would they
Yes.
be able to give? And I don't care if it's $1, I don't care if it's $1,000. It doesn't matter what you give. And I know you're not asking this, Ryan. I am. So, Ryan, we're going to do something. We're going to put a link right here. Go to the bottom of the show. You'll see the link here where you too can
Very
help
generous.
Ryan get a new wheelchair. And why is it important that you have that wheelchair, Ryan?
Right now, I'm just in so much pain that it's hard for me to really move around. It's especially difficult to get out of my house. And so I really haven't been able to get out as much and make the difference that I think I could if I had better mobility. In this wheelchair, I can barely keep my hand on the control. And so it really limits what I can do on my own. So it would change everything for me, really.
So, Ryan, what does the wheelchair cost total?
40,000?
$40,000.
Yep.
And you go to work every day. You're raising a family. You're doing all that you can. And so right now, I'd love to just challenge everyone. Go ahead, hit that button below. Give
Thank
some
you.
money. Because you can add value to someone that adds value to everybody every day. Even though they're severely disabled, they still go to work. They still do what they can to help other people. They still handle their life in a way that they desire to inspire others. And somehow, some way, Ryan, you continually reach inside of yourself and pull that joy out. You reach inside of yourself and pull out that whatever it takes attitude, that determination that so many of us desire to have, and we continue to think we're resilient, and then we meet someone like you that shows us what real resiliency looks like.
I really appreciate those kind words.
You know, you have inspired us, you've added value to us, and you've given us some great words of wisdom, and for that we thank you from the bottom of our heart. We
Thanks
just
so much for
wish you
asking
the
me.
very, very best. And I agree with every one of your friends who have told us that you are kind, loving, funny, inspirational, and faithful. So when it says funny, though, let's say, do you have a favorite joke, Ryan?
I'm kind of a one-liner type guy, so it's all kind of situational. So I've just been known to write some really good one-liners.
Yes, the one-liners, you like those?
Yeah, I can't really think of anything not being.
Well, you know,
That's
the other
situation.
day I was in the gym, and while I was in the gym, I burned 2,000 calories.
Nice.
Yeah, I left the brownies in the oven too long. So
That's funny.
now some people may find that funny. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's
So
funny, yeah.
I just thank you so much, Ryan. I know that everyone on the
Thank
show
you.
definitely believes that they can become more because you've shown us the way. Number one, find joy in whatever you're doing in life. Two, never see yourself as a victim or a villain. See yourself as the hero of your own life. You
I
said
like
to
it.
live in a way that you could show your children a great example. You're living like a hero, allowing them to see that they too can be a hero. And you're showing them determination. You're living the values that you desire for your children to have. And what a great parent that is, because there's nobody better than a parent that shows and puts values into their children that they will live with for the rest of their life. So thank you so much. And for all of you that are listening, you too can become more. Just hit that subscription button below so every week you too can hear inspiring stories from people like Ryan. And oh, don't forget to hit that link. Let's get Ryan a new wheelchair.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.